Welcome to the ultimate 2024 NFL mock draft for the Chicago Bears. Today, I am here to present how I think Ryan Poles can pull off one of the most epic drafts in NFL history, address all the needs that the Chicago Bears have, and make them the absolute top contender in the NFC next season. Because in today's mock, I am going to trade back both the number 1 and number 9 pick, but I'm still going to land Marvin Harrison Jr., and I am going to get 11 picks in total. I am drinking the Bears Kool-Aid as always, as I should, and I think you guys will be too after this one. So the draft order for the Chicago Bears, if it started today, goes as follows. Number 1 overall via Carolina, number 9, number 75, number 110, number 122 from the Eagles, and number 142. 6 picks at the moment, 2 of them being in the top 10 and 1 of them being the number 1 overall pick. In this world, the Bears are trading that number 1 overall pick away, keeping quarterback Justin Fields, as they should, in my opinion. I know you guys are all here pounding the table for that too. I could tell that over the last couple of weeks, and I am here to say this is going to be a Justin Fields keep draft. Bears also have $70 million in cap now after releasing Cody Whitehair and Eddie Jackson. With that, they're going to re-sign Jalen Johnson to a 3-year, $60 million contract, having $50 million left. Again, make sure you go check out my free agent mock video that I did a couple days ago for all the free agents that I want. And then one other guy I'm going to mention real quick. I have the Chicago Bears signing veteran center Lloyd Cushenberry III, only 26 years old, from the Denver Broncos, to address the center position this offseason. But we're going to talk about the draft, not free agency. And with the Bears having 11 picks after a few trade backs that I'm about to break down for you guys, this thing is going to be awesome. Before I begin today's mock draft, if you agree that the best way to build this team is to keep Justin Fields at quarterback 1, and you just overall enjoy this mock draft after you're watching, please hit the like button on this video. It helps it out tremendously. Also, on top of it, make sure to put your thoughts and comments in the comment section below, what you think of this mock draft and what you would change or you would add. And quickly, if you please could, hit that subscribe button for the channel. I'm trying to hit 14,000 before the combine, and if this video gets 1,000 likes on top of that, I'm going to do 2 major giveaways the week of the combine, so stay tuned for that. So let's do some trade backs. Now, before I get more into my trade backs, I want it to be clear. There are teams all the way back up to number 15 that would trade 3 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, even some young vets in order to trade up. So that number 1 pick overall value is absolutely sky high, even if you're only a few positions behind the Bears. So for trade number 1, I am trading back with the Washington Commanders and sending them the number 1 and getting the number 2, number 36, number 67, and a 2025 second. They want Caleb Williams. They did not take Cliff Kingsbury from the Raiders and say like, hey, we're not taking Caleb Williams. They're going to do whatever it takes in order to get him because they worked together last year. Also, the Commanders have a ton of cap and they're not too far off as people think. So I think that this team is in a good position. Caleb Williams would answer a lot of things for them, and Magic Johnson thinks that. So that's why I think they could get that much for the number 1. Then I'm trading with the Patriots, sending the number 2 to the Patriots for number 3, number 34, a 104, and a 2025 second as well. Drake Maye will be on the board. Patriots are going to want him. They want to get their next starting quarterback of the future as well. So after those 2 trades, I now have 10 picks in this upcoming draft in 9 in 2025. And I told you I'm going to be trading the number 9 pick. And I'm going to do that with the Las Vegas Raiders because they want to get ahead of the Denver Broncos, the Minnesota Vikings, and any other team that might try to trade up with Chicago to get into the top 10 to take the 3rd or 4th best quarterback. And the Raiders are going to send me number 13, number 44, and a 2025 4th. Like I said, Raiders need a new quarterback. They're rebuilding. They have a new head coach. Overall, they're going to want to trade up, but they're not trading up too much, but still, it's going to cost them a little bit because other teams will be calling. And that now leaves me with 11 picks in 2024 and 10 in 2025. So after all that, the draft order goes as follows: number 3, number 13, number 34, number 36, number 44, number 67, number 75, number 104, number 110, number 112, and number 142. That's still having 2 in the first, 1 being in the top 3, 1 being in the top 15, 3 in the second round, 2 in the 3rd round, 3 in the 4th round, and 1 in the 5th. So let's get into who I would take. With the number 3 pick, The Chicago Bears select Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver, Ohio State. The 6'4", 205-pound wide receiver runs a 4.39 40 time and a 33.5-inch vertical, making him be able to go up and get actually anything. He is a generational type prospect. The number one receiver in this upcoming draft. His route running, his vision, his speed, his hands, everything is absolutely unmatched, and his stats show for it. His quarterback's QBR when they target Marvin Harrison Jr. is 125.2. He also had 67 receptions, 1,211 yards, and 14 touchdowns last year for Ohio State, having an 18.1 yard per catch average. It fills in the need of wide receiver 2 to fill things off, a big-bodied wide receiver in the red zone or for short gains, and just an overall elite wide receiver in order to pair with DJ Moore to take this offense to the next level. With the 13th pick, the Chicago Bears select Jared Verse, edge rusher from Florida State University. Big dude at 6'4", 260 pounds and runs a 4.59 40 time, would be an absolute amazing pairing with Tandre Sweat. He's fast off the snap, high motor, great tackler, and fantastic at getting to the backfield. That high motor is key because he's able to be in games late when you need a clutch player for a stop, and his stats absolutely show for that. 41 total tackles, 13 tackles for loss, 9 sacks, 3 pass deflections, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 forced fumble. Dude is a monster and would be a fantastic pairing with Tandre Sweat, who could mentor him and make him into another Tandre Sweat. And I've always said maybe potentially Julius Peppers 2.0. He could switch also to the outside and inside to wear out the interior with his speed and agility. And also he just overall gets that massive pressure on the backfield that the Chicago Bears need. With the number 34 pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Tyler Newman, safety from Minnesota. Hometown kid from St. Charles, projected early second at the morning according to NFLDraftBuzz.com. The 6'2", 210-pound safety from Minnesota runs a 4.6 40 time. He's a big-bodied safety that fits in perfectly for replacing Eddie Jackson, that would be able to take on big targets downfield. Strong ball hawk ability due to his size and vision. Explosive, whether it's going after the ball or hitting you with everything he's got. This guy is very, very special. 53 total tackles last year for Minnesota, along with 5 interceptions and 4 pass deflections. He replaces Eddie Jackson, another ball hawk in the secondary, young on that rookie contract, great in zone and man coverage, and would set this DB room up for a long time. With the 36th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Xavier Legette, wide receiver from South Carolina. Bet you guys weren't expecting me to take another wide receiver so early, but I want to stack this offense with as many weapons as possible. And according to NFLDraftBuzz.com, he falls to 36 exactly. The 6'1", 223-pound wide receiver runs a 4.29 40 time. Crazy speed and agility. Adding him with Marvin Harrison Jr. and DJ Moore would be absolutely unstoppable and be great for years to come for Justin Fields. Legette has crazy speed and agility that lets him get past any defender. Great hand and visions combo downfield makes him a threat. Great blocking wide receiver as well, and great in the red zone. His quarterback's QBR when they target him is 122.2, and last year with South Carolina, he had 71 receptions for over 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns, and a 17.7 yard per catch average. Our wide receiver 1 through wide receiver 3 combo would be guys all above 6 foot, fast, athletic, crazy good at football, and it would just be absolutely insane to have a speedster like him in that room. So far through this draft, I've addressed wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, edge rusher, and safety through the first 4 picks. Again, I still have 7 picks left. Can you see why trading back that number 1 pick and even the number 9 is so important for Chicago? Because it addresses so many areas of need and keeps them on rookie contracts for a long time. I get the hype behind Caleb Williams, no doubt about that, but this team is so close to being a good team, and Justin Fields is in the system. He knows the guys. He's a leader in the locker room and would set this team up for years to come. And by the way, even though everyone's like, we got to pay him after this season, we have him on his rookie contract this year and then an option that is half the price of what it would cost him in market value, Bears pick up that option. They still don't have to pay him for another 2 years, and they could still franchise tag him. Overall, just a big win for the Chicago Bears. And that's why I want Justin Fields to stay here. And oh yeah, live stream announcement. Forgot to give that to you guys. We're having former quarterback Eric Kramer on Tuesday night at 6:15 Central Time for an hour. Please make sure to tune in for that. I'll put up the notification up Tuesday morning, so make sure you tune that on. Live chat will be open. You can ask Eric anything that you want. You can ask me anything you want, but we're going to have him for an hour. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's go back to the draft, because at pick 44, the Chicago Bears select Tandre Sweat, defensive tackle, Texas. 6'4", 362 pounds, a 10 3/8 inch hand diameter with an 84 1/4 inch wingspan. This guy is a massive dude, and it fills in that Akeem Hicks type player. This dude just bullies anyone that's in front of him. His length, his speed, his size, his very active hands swat away offensive linemen, and great balance and burst out of his stance that allows him to play more athletic, and he's able to take on double teams and still win. This guy is an absolute monster for Texas this past year. The big defensive tackle would complete the rotation of Andrew Billings, Javon Dexter Sr., and Zach Pickens for years to come, and another threat of getting to the backfield. With the 67th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Christian Haynes, offensive guard from UConn. 6'2", 318 pounds, has an 8 7/8 inch hand diameter with an 80 3/8 inch wingspan. He has fantastic leverage and balance for a guy his size that allows him to hold his own against some of the best defensive tackles in college football. Great hands as well that don't allow easy swatting, and controls the direction of his opponent, and overall great athleticism and physicality. Strong depth piece for the offensive line, potential replacement for Nate Davis in years to come. I think it would be a fantastic pick. With the 75th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Darius Robinson, edge rusher from Mizzou. This dude has moved up in mock drafts lately. He used to be a 5th rounder. Now he's a projected 3rd rounder. The 6'5", 296 pound edge runs a 4.78 40 time, but he is a monster. Now that is a Julius Peppers type player. Dude is too big and too fast for his opponents, making him difficult to block, and his stats show for it. 41 total tackles, along with 7.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble this past year for Mizzou. A massive edge with huge upside, run stopper, and quarterback presser. That rotation of him versus Walker would be unstoppable. With the 104th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Brillan Allen, running back from Wisconsin. The 6'2", 245-pound running back kind of reminds me of Derrick Henry, because he just bulldozes over everyone. Runs at you with absolute speed. Huge pass blocker as well. Would be great to put in the running back room of Herbert and Johnson as well. With 984 rushing yards last year with a 5.4 yard per carry average and 12 touchdowns. He's a monster who can score and block. We need a big running back replacement to replace Deontay Foreman. And with a big back there in goal line situations, he could be a starter in years to come as well. Could be a huge problem. With the 110th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Javon Foster, offensive tackle from Mizzou. The 6'5", 309-pound offensive tackle wins at point of attack over anyone that he's against, literally throwing people to the ground. Great awareness and technicality that allows him to win in any defensive strategy, and can block on the move. Strong depth at the offensive line position, athletic tackle as well. Great if one of our guys goes down. With the 122nd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Tory Taylor, punter from Iowa. A fan favorite of the Hawkeyes at 6'4", 232 pounds. Pretty big punter. Massive leg and crazy accurate. Had 93 punts last year for the Hawkeyes with a 48.2 average, along with a 67-yard long punt. That's insane. Massive leg to help pin opponents deep, also accurate, could be a great addition to complete special teams. And with the final pick for the Chicago Bears at pick number 142, the Chicago Bears select Trey Knox, tight end from South Carolina. The 6'3", 239-pound tight end runs a 4.48 40 time. A fast guy for his size, plays like a wide receiver and takes it to the outside in the corners. This past year for the Gamecocks, he had 37 receptions, 312 yards, and 2 touchdowns with an 8.4 yard per catch average. Fast tight end, difficult for linebackers and safeties to cover. Wow. Tell me that's not the ultimate draft. I mean, will it happen? Maybe. I mean, who knows? I could be a genius at the end of the day. But what a draft. This would help the team out in every way possible. You can focus a few other things on free agency. But guys, I cannot express enough that keeping Justin Fields is the answer. I'm telling you, he's going to be great. Shane Waldron's going to be great. You give him these weapons, he's going to be great. He's had nothing the last couple years. He's had one weapon, DJ Moore. Look what he did on 1,300 yards this past season. Overall, this team will be so special if you trade back those picks. We still get Marvin Harrison Jr. We address so many areas of need for years to come, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this draft. And if you're still here, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new to the channel, like this video. I want to see it hit 1,000 likes. I think that'd be so awesome. And please, even if you're watching, just throw a bear down in the comment section below and put your thoughts about the draft. But with that, thank you as always for tuning in this episode, Justin of your Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, bear down, baby.